for Spiritual Living Leesburg. My name is Renee. We're so glad you joined us today. Our theme for 2026 is Open at the Top. This month, our focus is Higher, Deeper Love. Today's message is, what's love got to do with it? Which will be given by our lovely Reverend Charlene Banks. We're so glad that you joined us today. Please feel free to add to the chat or in the comments any prayer requests or celebrations that you would like to have included later in the service when we provide our community spiritual mind treatment, which is a form of affirmative prayer. We invite you to get comfortable and relax into this moment, and we will officially begin our service with this welcoming video.
Please join us as we create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And the fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be of service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. Let us close our eyes as we bless this sacred space and our time together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here bless everyone abundantly, and so it is.
And so it is, and welcome, CSL. I've missed you. So as I move to the next slide and take us into meditation, this meditation is informed by a book I'm currently reading. The book has to do with embodying the God that, or the universe, the creation, how we are the embodiment of the divine. So go with me into this meditation as I take you through an awareness building exercise that shows that you are the antenna, the instrument that is broadcasting love. So sit down, and if you're willing, close your eyes and anchor. Anchor your feet on the ground if that's possible. And with your spine erect but not rigid, simply feel the column of your spine from your seat all the way up your body to the top of your head. And begin to breathe. More intentionally breathe. And now If you can imagine that about 4 feet above your crown, there's a center, a divine light, a bright light, a center of awareness that's you, your higher self. So when you breathe in, imagine the light flowing down through your crown, through your spinal column, and then out. As you breathe out and let the light continue all the way down into the ground. So let's try that together. Breathing deeply in from 4 feet above your head. Breathe in. The light has come down right around your solar plexus. Now breathe out. Let the light keep going out, downward. Now your next breath, grab that light from the earth and bring it up through your body. Inhale. And when you exhale, let it keep traveling up all the way back to that light. Okay, let's practice from below the earth into your body, through your body back to the top of your head. Breathing in. And exhaling. We are the obelisk. We are that monument of the divine essence. Our energy, our collective is connected with the divine. Let's do it again from 4 feet above, down below. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let it come back up and out. Keep going in. It's amazing to know that if our minds can center its attention on that glow of light above our being, and then our minds can imagine that flowing glow of energy coming down as we breathe in, and as we breathe out, pushing it further down into the ground for grounding. That is the divine embodying itself as us. And then when we bring it back up from the earth, breathing in, and then allowing it to continue up as we breathe out. That is our awakening to who we really are. That is our awareness unfolding to our truth. It's amazing. Start it again one more time. Amazing. We are one with the presence. and we are more than just our body. That is fantastic. And now I'll stop sharing because we have a beautiful treat from our musicians, the Soul Pajamas.
Good morning. I have been dreaming I was awake, not understanding what it might take to be here and now, committing all. I have been sleeping outside the wall.
There is no wall, it never was. There is no gate, I dreamed it. No separation from what I create. Awake my soul to spirit. Awake my soul, be still and know there is no place I need to go. With open eyes I hope to see the God in all, the God in me.
I built a bridge from me to you, spanning a deep, wide river. Another dream within a dream. Will I ever be delivered?
There is no bridge, it never was. There is no span, I dreamed it. No separation, but what I create. Awake my soul to spirit. Awake my soul, be still and know there is no place I need to go. With open eyes I hope to see the God in all, the God in me. Awake my soul, be still and know there is no place I need to go. With open eyes I hope to see the God in all, the God in me.
Wow, yay! I love that song. It was perfect. Thank you for that. Awake my soul. You know, I love that. There's no place I need to go. Because, man, I know I wasn't here for the first two Sundays because there was a place I really needed to go, like literally on vacation. But as I was gone, I thought about how a lot of us show up in the world as if we're not there yet and we're gonna not be happy with ourselves until we get there. But my question is, where's there? There's no place you need to go. This is awesome. Awake my soul, be still and know. I don't have to do anything or be anywhere. And if we expand on that, you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to work hard. Sorry, I did something for my son. I don't have to work hard. I just have to show up. I only have to be me. But let's back up a little bit, because what is it that made us think that we weren't good enough in the first place? Well, society. It's just. So on vacation, there I was. I had plenty of time to just relax and be. And all these images about life came to me. I just was very blessed. I had plenty of free, no schedule. I was just able to pull in everything I've been doing up to this point, and I'm looking for all the messages everywhere, as I tend to do. And what I got immediately in an insight was, so we just took on these ways of seeing the world and we just ran with them, and we didn't stop and ask, is this for me or not? No, because we're too busy being a good girl or a good boy. And shout out to the fathers. Happy Father's Day. The thing is, we spend a lot of our time trying to please our fathers. And if you grew up in a Catholic church, our Father, I mean, it's the first two words in the prayer, and not just Catholic, it's the Christian church, right? But then there was like this man who was like studying you, and then he was going, mm-mm-mm. And I don't know about you, but it made me kind of anxious. And I noticed how I moved when I was on my trip. I moved between low grade anxiety and complete freedom. And I was trying to analyze, well, what makes me swap out between I'm a little nervous and I got this? And I narrowed it down to something. You know what it is? It is seriously me just deciding, do I feel this from my bones? Is this coming from my insides out? I don't have any questions about it if I know this is me. But when it's me performing a certain thing for people, oh, that's when I start judging myself. And I need you to start thinking about this too. When you're worried about how well you're doing or how you appear to be, when you're worried, nervous, anxious, even a little depressed, even disappointed, comparing, all those things that we all have in our lives, are you actually comparing yourself to what you think that those people think about you? I'm gonna go slow. Are you thinking about what you appear to be? Or are you thinking about who you're here to be? Oh, sorry, those are bars. I'm gonna need to write this down. Are you comparing your appearance and then looking for approval based on your appearance? Or are you just here to reveal something and then it does whatever it's supposed to do? Your job is over because you were here to reveal. Like, those are two different energies. And every single time that I was on performance, and I'm on vacation with family, so you know how that can be. There are old patterns that people fall back into, and I don't know the role that you play in your family, but how many of you would be surprised to hear that I would be the quirky one, the wild one, the one who's a little bit different? Nobody's, yeah, I know, you're probably not surprised. Maybe you are too. Maybe we're all a bunch of so-called black sheep in our families, and we all found each other and we're like, yay. But the idea about me feeling weird about myself always comes when I'm considering how I must appear in the eyes of those who would judge my appearance. And every time I let that go, I was like, nah, whatever, it is what it is. And then I got into another little mind. I kind of went on some journeys. Some of it was through dreams and some of it wasn't. But I saw in my dream a vision of individuals. Think the Brady Bunch or Zoom, how you see little squares of people who you have in your life. Now get this. One of the people I put in the role of judger, the person who judges me, who I'll never be good enough against. And that I don't even know if that person knows that they're playing that role in my life. They didn't. It's not like we both agreed on the other side of the veil and said, all right, so as soon as we get to Earth, I'm going to need you to show up as judgy. And then I'm going to feel a little like not good enough in your presence. And that's going to make me work harder. Okay. Okay. Deal. And then we got here and I was like, oh my God, you're so judgy. I don't know. But I do tell you this. When I woke up from that little vision, I did realize how lucky I am that there's only one little square out of maybe 12 squares where I feel judged by that particular one. Because if you took me back about 20 years ago, I had maybe 4 or 5 people in my life that were super judgy. So shout out to me for house cleaning. The idea is, though, that I did this. I am putting people into roles in my life. I'm creating a story and I am hiring actors to come play their role. It is me doing this to me for my higher good. And now that I'm in on the trick, I get to laugh at it all. I get to enjoy my life and see it as cute, interesting. I'm not going to take it seriously, but I am holding it sacred because these are the lessons, these are the unfoldings that I'm bringing to myself so I can become a bigger, broader, more truly authentic Charlene. So then, of course, I'm preparing for this talk and I'm like, well, how am I going to bring all this? How am I going to weave it all in? And so I was asking my family over the last couple of weeks. I have 2 nephews and a niece, and I was talking to them about where they are in life, what are they doing, and I'm just listening in. And I'm going to tell you consistently, every single one of them in their 30s, they are feeling like, if only I could just figure out what went wrong in my childhood so I can fix it and then get myself ready to receive whatever's coming for me. Because I'm going to say each and every one of these individuals are ready to do some high level, life changing, out far reaching things. But each of them are like me, sitting there like, oh no, but what if it's not good enough? And me in my 60s, I look at my nephew in his 30s. I'm like, oh, are you going to therapy to figure out? You're not going to figure it out. It's not to be figured out. It is to be embraced. Don't stop therapy. I mean, we need that. We all need it. But I wouldn't. What I learned in the last couple, maybe all over the months, is that my mind is never going to wrap itself around spirit, the higher sacred calling of this vessel. My mind is supposed to serve. It is not supposed to understand it. Get out of the way, mind. Because if we're being honest, the mind is the one that keeps throwing all the spiky strips to stop the speeding energy that's going fast, moving, with intention. My mind will throw some spikes on the ground and say, hold up. We're not supposed to do that. You know, you're a Black woman, right? You're not supposed to be, you can't. Excuse you? This mind is fear-based. It was created to keep me safe. It's created to look for the threats in every situation so I can avoid them. But what it has is my head on a swivel and I can't even be present. My mind is sometimes doing too much. It needs to sit down. So what I learned was the way to get your mind to sit down is to take it to another level. Emerson, no, it was not Emerson. Okay, there was a really smart man. Okay, Einstein, that's who it was. I'm like, Emerson, no. Ernest, no. Einstein, it started with an E. He said, you cannot solve a problem at the same level that caused the problem. Back to my nieces and nephews. I did just say to them, oh, well, if you're trying to get your mind around the problem, it's probably not going to happen. Your mind is what's causing you to feel unworthy. Your mind is what's causing you to feel that you're not good enough. And your mind makes you think that you have to pay all these dues and do all these things and go somewhere. There's no place you need to go. You have to do something in order to earn the worthiness. It's not true. It's an anxiety-ridden, zeitgeist-born point of view that's anchored in non-truth. What is the truth is that we are made out of love. We are made from love. All we are is love. We don't have to earn love. We are love. So It's a matter of climbing above the mind, 4 feet above, if we're being honest, like our meditation started us at a point above our crown, about 4 feet above the crown. That is the actual extension of the whole body. Our bodies are energy centers. And if you think about how a torus works, like a big donut, where the energy is coming out and around you like a fountain, and it actually encompasses your body like a 4 foot circle, a bubble of energy that is holding you as you move through this world. We think we stop at the flesh, but we keep going for a few feet out. And so when we can take our energy and our intention and our center of being and put it above the crown, above that top chakra, turns out there's like 5 more up there, that we can then really get a glimpse of who we are. There's a part of us that has never been hurt, never been harmed, has always been whole, has always been perfect. And we show up into this body as compressed energy. It sort of organizes and congeals and becomes this. But here's the deal. We are so much more than what we see. And we have much more control. We are setting the stage with our think stage for what we'll experience. We're doing it. It's us doing it. And then we look out, and if we're not aware that this is what's going on, we have cast villains into our little play, and then we hate them and we get mad at them and we're separate from them. And the whole time we're looking for love from others who are not villains, not at first. And we look for love from the other people who are supposedly the good guys. And then we're not good enough for the good guys, so we do all we can to go grab attention. It's a game. It's a game that we play, but we're playing the game unconsciously. And so that's what I realized. And I've always known these things, but the way it came to me so quickly in quick succession, because I had time to do it. Now, I'm going to say this about my niece and my nephews, that they too are feeling the zeitgeist. There's this youngins, Gen Z, they're in a mode where they don't believe in their mother's church, where the mother might have gone to some dogmatic religious organization that spent a lot of time teaching separation. Because when you teach separation to children, you think you're teaching them some sort of community based on exclusivity, but what you're teaching them is how to be lonely. You're teaching them that other people do not measure up and to keep other people out and only trust these people that are in. But the problem with out and in is there's no such thing. Then you look inside the group and you're like, oh my God, some of these people are terrible. When you have a child that you're raising and you're teaching them that there's a difference between those people who don't believe what we believe and our people are perfect, then you look closely, those people are not perfect. You've taught a child no one's safe. I'm not safe. I'm alone, I'm scared, and I know that there's something else bigger, but nobody talks about this stuff. I can't just pull up on my friends and we're about to go to the party. And I'm like, what about our inner lives though? Says no one. No one says, but what about our inner lives? Let's meditate on what's really happening. No, it's not popular. So these young people know what they don't want. They don't want exclusivity type of religion. They want something that's unifying, something that doesn't back them into a corner and make them give up all their dreams. Nobody wants that. They want something that's whispering in the back of their mind, I'm here to do more. I'm here to be more. I'm here to give. But how? And who am I really? But if my mom's religion may be a little too, I don't know, how do I search all these other ones? How do I find me out there? That's the trouble. You're not out there, you're in here. Pretty much, it's go within and find those answers. Go within and fix it up. Let's talk about fixer-uppers. let's imagine that the young, even not young, you right here, however old you are, what if you inherited a home from your family and you know it can be fantastic, but currently its foundation is cracked. It's got walls that are kind of crumbling down. And in your mind's eye, you see this, you see the potential. It could have a beautiful veranda. It could be full of light. We could put in this and knock out that. There's some work that needs to happen on the home that you've inherited and the idea that you have that it could be. And because the actual fact doesn't match the goal, well, the difference between current state and future state, well, that's the work. That's the work. And so if it were a physical home, of course, you would start planning renovations and you would work on it slowly. But when it's your spirit, when it's your inner life that feels dilapidated and torn down because you've inherited all of these ideas about yourself, and you don't like it, but everyone tells you, oh, no, 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 it's fine, it's beautiful. And you're looking around and you know you can be so much more. What does that work? What does that look like? Turns out there's a whole teaching that breaks it down for us. I'm going to go into Ernest Holmes. He, as I said before, 100 years ago, when New Thought, Ancient Wisdom first started making its way through common culture, what happened was that everything changed because people were moving from organized religion to a felt embodied connection with the divine. So instead of some hierarchical breakdown of how to contact the divine through angels and through intermediaries, through a bishop and maybe a pope, then you get to God, or depending on whether you had a deacon or whatever church you go to, whatever official religion you go to, there's probably a hierarchy between you and the divine source. So what Ernest Holmes and his compatriot, his colleagues in the time, they started digging back. They went back over time and they found the ancient wisdom, ancient teachings that said, hold up. You can directly contact the one. There does not need to be an intermediary. And then they started giving instructions like, how do we make this happen? So one of the quotes that I have here for Ernest Holmes that he said in his Science of Mind book, okay, here, if we would look for a God of love, we must look long and deeply into each other. We must look away from the differences while we penetrate into the unity of the whole. Love alone reveals love. But hate hides the gleam. And so that's the idea, that we would look to each other. And the thing about looking to each other for love, you imagine looking at the house that is dilapidated, that you have inherited. And when you look at the actual state of the house, you might feel a little bit, I don't know, the word dejected or just out of energy. You're too tired to even start. But when we think of this house as ourselves, this is our dwelling. This is where we are. So if we look at it and we see something other than light and wholeness and healing, then our job is to start seeing beyond the appearances, where you're looking at, if this were the house that I'm mentioning, you're kind of seeing, okay, with softer eyes, look past some of the clutter, look past some of the crumble, and look for the structure. Look for what it is that you could build on. And it's kind of like those 1980s mall images where you could see just a collage of what seemed like a mess, but if you looked at it long enough, there would reveal an image, something, an outline of a horse, or some picture that would reveal itself if you stared at it long enough. That's kind of how we are. When I look at some people, I mean, I guess I could look at their outsides and look at some of their behavior and judge them. Or maybe I can soften my gaze a bit and just know that right there, right in that very vessel of human, there's a divine impulse. There's something bigger, something more than what I can see with my eyes. And then if I contact that in them, then something changes between us. And it's a subtle, invisible, little tiny vibrational shift when I stop looking at what's wrong with or what's not good about a certain person or situation. And if I soften my gaze and say, where's that love? There's love there. Let's find that. And when that happens, then everything shifts. And now we have an idea of how we are connected. It really all comes down to love. So when Tina Turner sings, what's love got to do with it? If you listen to those lyrics, they're kind of terrible. I mean, it's more of a person scrambling to get something from other people. And in that case, love has nothing to do with it. But if we look, she's kind of telling the story of if you're looking around to get something from someone else, first of all, what are you doing? And second of all, love is everything. Love is where we began, and love is where we stand, and it's always everywhere present. And it's only the lack of awareness that love is there that causes all the trouble. I'm not saying love is missing. No, no, no. The awareness that love is here is what causes all the trouble. So love has everything to do with it. When you make this shift, and I hope that you do, during this week, look at any situation that sort of gets your hackles up. And then instead of choosing to project judgment on a person or push it down and bury it and pretend you don't see it or do an affirmation and gloss it over, maybe it won't come back. Do none of these things. Hold it in your heart and transmute that. Change that energy. Just watch how, in fact, you don't even have to purposely change it. Love is the highest vibration. And if you bring in that other energy and put it in your heart with love, one of these things will outshine the other. It will be transmuted. And then you don't have a buildup of negativity and you don't have all of the other things that we then have to go to therapy for in order to unlearn. So love is everything, and it's got everything to do with everything. And I hope that today and the next Sunday as well, we get really into how can you take the love that you are and bring it to bear in every situation, and watch how just doing that solves it. And I'm already out of time. Can't wait to tell you more, but for now, let's just drop into prayer. There's a divine energy moving in and through and as each and every one of us here on this planet and beyond. That this loving energy, this loving presence that is life itself has never held back. It is always fully embodying every vessel. And I know that right here, right now, we create bigger vessels to hold a bigger amount of love. We are consciously expanding our ability to grow and grow and grow beyond our boundaries, that we push out beyond the life that we ever could have thought that we would be living, and we elevate our position in our own mind. We are no longer the lost, the depraved, the sick one. No. Right here, right now, every single one of these lower vibrations is brought into the idea of love. It is brought into the embodiment of love. It is upgraded and it is upskilled into this amazing embodiment of who we are meant to be. Anything that seemed like a flaw is now a platform that we can build on to help elevate the divine. Watch how these stories take us from what happened and what's terrible to why I'm so glad that happened, because now look at what I've learned. Every single story is now elevated because we get to choose our story. And so we're choosing well. And I know right now that each and every one of us is imbued with the most divine creative energy. And I can't wait to see how it unfolds. So I simply say, thank you, life. Thank you, spirit. Thank you for revealing everything as you do. I release it. I let it be. And so it is. And now we get to hear from Soul Pajamas.
All right, here we go. Sing along. It's a dance song you've heard over the years.
I feel the rhythm beating in my heart, a blessing from above. I hear a message in the melody, and it's all about love, love, love. Love, love, love. It gives me hope for the world. I know it can't be just me. There are others who will sing along, and that's the way it should be. I hear rhythm beating in my heart, a blessing from above.
Blessing from above.
I hear a message in the melody, and it's all about love, love, love. Love, love, love. There are times we must sing, and other times we just dance. Tomorrow might be too late, so let's not miss the chance. I feel the rhythm beating in my heart, a blessing from above.
Blessing from above.
I hear a message in the melody, and it's all about love, love, love. Love, love, love. God must be a lover of jazz, a band leader in disguise. The master conductor has created us to improvise. I feel the rhythm beating in my heart, a blessing from above.
Blessing from above.
I hear a message in the melody, and it's all about love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love.
What's love got to do with it? To do with it? Everything. Our sound is off.
That was fantastic. I was wondering if you were going to do that, Erin. I'm so glad that you did. That was, what a surprise. Okay. Let me get myself together. Okay, so it's time to talk about supporting your favorite spiritual center, CSL Leesburg. So there are many ways to give. If you go to the website on cslleesburg.org, there's a button that says support our center, and there's a lot of options. You could text it, you could Cash App it, you could PayPal. We have many ways for you to send us support. And how do we use it? Well, we use it to deliver these kinds of meetings because of the software, the technology, and the back office things we have to do. Trust me, it goes to good use. And every quarter, we do a tithe to some community organization, which we'll be talking about soon. So in the meantime, go ahead and give your offering today. And if you take your offering in your hand, whether it's, I know mine is automatically pulled every week, so I'm going to imagine I'm holding it in my hand up to my heart. And please say with me our affirmation. The presence of spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. And so it is. Now, the only announcement I have for today is that I've created a new remix for our meditations. So we do, I think you already know, we started a podcast, a list of meditations, and it's called Sacred Hertz. As you know, our bodies are put together in a way that can really vibrate into energies of love and healing and all that. So I have a new one because some of my family members said that the sounds for the grounding chakra one were scary. It sounded like they were going to be like it was a scary scene of somebody who shouldn't go into the basement. Okay, good feedback. That's good feedback. So I created another sound package to go with that one. I'll be releasing that just now today. And I actually added over top of it some affirmations. So this is what we're bringing to you, ways in which you can continue to elevate your experience and your connection to spirit, even when you're not here on Sundays. And of course, we have classes coming up soon. So that said, everyone, please unmute your mic because it is time to talk. I want you to say that love is all there is. Okay, anyway, the Dan song really was amazing. I want us all to sing Dan's song. But anyway, I do want you to say, I am love.
I am love.
You are. Okay, now look around. Do you see someone in the room with you? Maybe it's a dog staring you down like you stole her lunch. Or maybe it's people on the screen. Point to that individual and say, you are love.
You
are
are
love.
love.
Love. Now, reach your hands up in the air and wave them like you just don't care because it's all love.
It's all
love.
Yay, I love you guys. Okay, hang around. We're going to be doing the coffee hour in a few minutes. If you're watching us online, come on over to the Zoom. You know how to get to us, cslleesburg.org. And we will all see you next week.